Here in California, a deadly kitchen dust is destroying lives.
I miss him. I miss him so much.
It was the work that I chose without knowing it would cost me my health or even my life.
Doctors here are calling this a silicosis epidemic.
Using a toxic substance is unconscionable.
But the industry is reluctant to change.
Why even bother working with a product that has been proven to have a risk?
You're trying to pigeon me into an answer. I'm not going to give you one. So, but good
Why
try.
Not?
Because
why not? Is this what's in store for the UK?
The problem is so much worse than people realize. People just aren't looking.
Los Angeles, the playground of the rich and famous, where high-end living is big business. But some of the city's most overlooked, the workers who grind so others can live in luxury, are paying with their lives.
I've been investigating the rise in silicosis, an incurable lung disease linked to quartz kitchen worktops. I wanted to come here to find out why California is at the front line of this crisis and whether this is a warning for the UK. So I'm going to meet Jose, who was diagnosed with aggressive silicosis 3 years ago from his job cutting kitchen worktops. He's been hooked up to an oxygen tank 24 hours a day ever since he was diagnosed, so I'm going to go and see what that's like for him. Hi, Jose.
Hi.
Hello.
This room is now Jose's world. He can't work, can't drive, can't even play with his grandchildren.
My life has changed drastically. In the beginning, I didn't think I'd be able to endure this for very long. The disease is aggressive, it's unpredictable. Sometimes I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to speak to anyone. And it's all because of this.
Jose is waiting for a double lung transplant, the only thing that can help him now. Even then, it may only buy him a few more years.
What's it been like for your children and grandchildren seeing their dad, seeing their grandpa living like this?
I've overheard conversations between them and my wife where they ask her what she's going to do when she's alone. It was the work that I chose without knowing it would cost me my health or even my life.
You might have quartz worktops like these in your own kitchen.
Recently, I reported on the beginning of a silicosis crisis in the UK.
I'm absolutely sure there are people who have silicosis who are unaware that they have it walking around the UK at the moment.
In California, it has already become an epidemic. The US state has seen more than 560 diagnoses and 31 deaths from silicosis among tradesmen working with engineered stone, with 98% of all cases being Latino workers. There's over 1,300 fabrication shops or factories in the state. Los Angeles has the most, with over 100 located here. Some of those who've been affected by this crisis have a stark message for countries like the UK. This is Anna's husband Victor, a countertop worker, before the silicosis took hold. 5 years ago, she lost him to the disease.
I pray here, and when I am sad, I come and speak to him. It's been 5 years, but I wish that he was still here. I miss him so much. Before he passed away, his health was terrible. At night, I was afraid that he wouldn't wake up the next morning. He was always wearing his mask, but it doesn't mean the mask could protect him. He still got the disease.
And how do you feel about this product, quartz, engineered stone, still being sold, still being used, around the world?
I feel bad because I know this pain. I have been through this suffering. I feel bad because this is going to happen to other families. And there are families with children, and they will be orphans without a father. My message is, stop using artificial stone.
There has been a growing campaign in California for a ban on the use of engineered stone, the same move that Australia made 2 years ago. California's Occupational Health Board has been debating whether to start that process.
Hundreds of doctors here have signed a petition saying it's not possible to work with engineered stone safely. I'm just about to talk to one of them. She's on call in the emergency department in San Francisco, so I'm just going to give her a ring.
In the realistic world where it is not a lab setting and people are working the way that they work on a daily basis, unless everything is perfect, it cannot be cut safely. And we have a safer alternative. I think as a physician who is watching people die, I don't understand why we are so invested in a product that is making people sick. With a safer alternative existing, using the toxic substance is unconscionable, in my opinion.
Hi, James. Nice to meet you. I'm Katie. How are you doing?
James Nevin's law firm, Brayton Purcell, is representing hundreds of silicosis patients.
Well, we started approximately 3 years ago with 20 cases. As of today, we're up to 750 clients. We've now sent hundreds of workers for HRCT scans. Our own data is suggesting 80%.
80% of people who work with engineered stone getting silicosis.
Correct. I mean, this is just off the charts epidemic. This one is killing 80% of the workers, and this one is perfectly safe. So that is why this one needs to be banned. When it comes to high content crystalline silica artificial stone, wet methods, phenylation, mass do not work.
What would you say to the UK, to regulators, to politicians, about what needs to be done, about what we could maybe expect coming down the line?
The silicosis that is diagnosed is the tip of the iceberg, because most of it is not getting diagnosed. The problem is so much worse than people realize. People just aren't looking.
The industry body that would meet with us is called the International Surface Fabricators Association. They represent both the manufacturers who make engineered stone and the fabricators who cut it. So I'm really interested in what they've got to say about why they think it's safe.
I'm not in a shop fabricating every day, but I trust our industry and the ones that are doing it properly, and I trust that that the information that they're saying that it can be done safely, it is done safely. I do trust that.
Why even bother working with a product that has been proven to have a risk of silicosis when there are, like you say, zero silica alternatives available? Why even do that?
Yeah, you're trying to pigeon me into an answer. I'm not going to give you one. So, but good
why
try.
not?
Because
Why
we're not.
not?
Because that's not again, that is not what we're not representing the product. We're talking about licensing on behalf of the fabrication community. And, you know, we are product neutral.
Does this conflict come from the fact that you represent both the manufacturers and the fabricators?
We are not representing the manufacturers.
But you have manufacturers in your
That
members.
means nothing. You can get money for sponsorships. That is a very common process.
And
So
the
they align with
manufacturers
our
sponsor you?
manufacturers and distributors, not just engineered stone, but there's a lot of them.
Some of the things I've seen while I've been here have been shocking. The suffering, the scale of this, it almost feels out of control. Then you have the manufacturers of engineered stone who are adamant that it is safe. We seem to be adamant in the UK that it can be worked with safely. It just makes you question, are we turning a blind eye to a disaster that is coming down the road?
The scale of disease is just horrendous.
You don't know the pain it causes to a family when they lose somebody they love.
I hold on to my faith. I ask God for more time to live.